Client just finished paying $7,000 for some top quality advice from Next Advisory, and one of the key takeaways that we gave him was stop being a bitch. And a number of you probably need to hear this as well. Now, this amazing business owner's name is actually Mitch. So why we got on to talking about bitch versus Mitch is because Mitch knows that he needs to do a number of things in his business. But unfortunately, Mitch isn't doing them because he's letting the little bitch get into his head and stop him from doing the things that he knows that really deep down he needs to do. And we see this all the time with business owners, and you can probably relate to this. So the suggestion for you is, how can you step yourself from bitch to Mitch? Now, what we were talking about together is, what would the best version of you do, and what would the CEO version of you do, and what is the 5-year version of you that you would like to build? Then what would they do in this situation? As an example, you may know that you need to collect one of your unpaid invoices. Well, what would the bitch do? The bitch would ignore it and feel aggrieved that they haven't been paid on time and do nothing about it. But the 5-year version of you would go, I need to get paid that money because I've done the work, I've provided the value, I've taken the risk, I've got the expenses at my side of things, they've agreed on this, there's an agreement here, I need to be paid. And that version of you would pick up the phone and they would ask to be paid. So you will need to figure out what it is that you're not doing, that you know deep down in your business that you need to do. And that is a great way to stop procrastinating, by first listing down all of those things and then asking yourself, why are you not doing it? And it's probably because you're scared of rejection, or them telling you no, or you feel uncomfortable because you haven't done the reps. But then stop and think, okay, well, if I had done this 100 times, so if you had not been paid on time 100 times and you had picked up the phone every time or sent an email or asked for that payment, would you be more comfortable to ask to be paid? Yes, so Mitch would do it. The bitch still wouldn't. And a lot of the times we think that we are this version, but really we aren't doing it because we just feel uncomfortable about doing it because we haven't done it enough. Someone recently said to me that, it's easy for a Formula One driver to speed around a track, but if we went to do it, we would feel scared, we would feel uncomfortable because we simply haven't done the reps to do it. And it's no different in business. So when you do start getting scared and confronted and start procrastinating, think about what the best version of you as a business owner would do. And it's probably not what you're currently doing. So then what we got talking about was needle movers. And what needle movers are things that you know will move the needle of your business. First, you need to know what these actually are. This can take time to build up data to get these. But once you have them, then you want to have 2 or 3 things that you know that if you do those things in your business, you will move the needle of that business. As an example, for us, we know that if we stay consistent with our marketing and we know what that mix is, that people will eventually get in touch and they will transact with us and will continue to be able to pay the lease here, pay for the signage, pay for the power, pay to bring you this content that is subsidized effectively by the people who are paying us, and you can learn from it as well. And so then when we get to a point where we think, things are a bit slow at the moment, or I've got a bit of spare time, what should I be doing? I'll go back to the needle movers. It's not, shiny object, we could be doing this, we should freak out. No, you bring yourself back to what works. This has worked in the past. We've built enough data that it works. Therefore, we should do more of it and less of the stuff that doesn't. It stops you getting into shiny objects as well. So every business owner should be able to identify 3 things that they've done in their business that has led to a good outcome. And then when you are feeling worried or not getting what you want or procrastinating or know that you're wasting time, go to your needle movers. And then every Friday, set a reminder to ask yourself, did I do anything with my needle movers this week? And if you didn't, well, then you've got to ask why not. You either don't really want the goals that you think you do, or you're being a bitch when you should be Mitch. It's actually very, very simple. A lot of us just don't want to do the work because we haven't done enough reps to get comfortable with doing the work that we would need to do. Now, another example that we gave you recently is you could go into Xero if you've been in business for a while, and you could run off a list of all of the customers that you've ever transacted with and sent an invoice to, and you could get in touch with them. You could call them, you could email them, you could text them. That would move the needle of your business. But why aren't you doing it? You may not be hungry enough, may not think that it works, or it may feel uncomfortable, but your hunger should outweigh your uncomfort. So have a think about what you're being a bitch about and stop it. Stop doing that and step into the best version of you and the business owner that you know that you can be, and you'll be able to take more action. And then secondly, what is the data telling you that you know in the past, if you do X, Y, Z things, it normally moves the business forward? Well, then write those down as you go as needle movers, and then that's your list. If you really need to get momentum into the business, take something off of the needle mover list and do it, because that's going to be more beneficial than complaining or talking to somebody else about how things aren't working or they don't understand, or waiting for an external sign that life's going to become amazing. It's going to have to be you, and it's going to take the best version of you that there is in your business, and it's going to take you to do the things that matter most in your business to help get you closer to where you truly want to be. And lastly, you need to know where you are going, and that is going to drag you forward. So if you haven't done that thinking, you need to do that too, and that's part of what Mitch was doing with us in a 90-day business planning session where he got called out for being a bitch at times.